What's up, guys? Caleb Walters here. It is Tuesday. You know what that means. I'm here with Tempo Training and Performance, helping you get the most out of every second of your workouts. And we're here with Technique Tuesday. So today, I've got a really, really good one for you guys. This is a big topic that is out there in the fitness industry. And as the endurance crew, sometimes we're a little behind the eight ball in this area. So I'm excited for what we're going to talk about today. But because it's Tuesday and I'm feeling a little bit goofy, I'm going to try to give you guys a couple of hints on what we're going to talk about and see if you can guess. So, let's see here. Megan Trainor was all about it. She was. Trace Atkins refers to it as a honky tonk badonky dunk. Yep. And most of us in the endurance crew have no business even trying to hashtag torque it. So, yeah, we're going to talk about the glutes today. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the glutes. One of those topics that as endurance runners and athletes, we just don't really talk about all that much, but we should, and we're going to today. So, anyway, guys, we're going to talk about why the glutes are important, how do we use them for running and biking, and just, what do we do to improve our glutes and train our body to use this great muscle that we have. So, first of all, why are the glutes important? Well, if you guys don't know what the glutes are, for starters, it's your butt muscles, okay? There's three of them. There's glute max, glute med, and glute min, and they all have their own function, but together, we're just going to kind of refer to them today as the glutes, okay? For the one thing, the glutes will, basically, they're the big muscle that helps you run faster. It's just one of the biggest, strongest muscles in your legs, and it's designed to really help propel you forward. So it's really important for just your power and speed, just moving in the forward direction. It's also really good because it helps prevent injury. Because if your glutes are working the way they're supposed to, they keep your hips level, and the muscles in your hips and in your glutes can control motion at your hip, your knee, and even at your ankle. So training in those glutes and getting them to work well while we're out there biking and running, is going to be really good. So how do we do that? What do the glutes do? The glutes' main function is what we call hip extension. So basically bringing that leg back behind you, and so while we're running, that hip extension motion is what gives us our propulsion, our push forward over the ground, okay? And a lot of us don't really use our glutes, so we substitute with little muscles like our calves and our hamstrings that are probably strong, because if you're out there running and biking a lot, they're probably strong because you use those muscles a lot. But they're not as strong, and they will get tired much more quickly than your glutes will, and they're not going to be able to produce the kind of force and just overall propulsion and power that your glutes can, because they're a bigger muscle. So good for propulsion, power, and speed, and like I said again, prevents that injury by basically controlling what we call hip drop. So when you're running, your hips should be level, maybe a little bit of back and forth, but when you're running and your hips you see people that kind of have that, call it the model walk. Their hips are up and down, bouncing all over the place. It's not good. They're putting a ton of stress through their hips, and they probably have their knees that are collapsing inward and probably pronating a lot at their ankle because their glutes are not holding their hips level. So by learning to use our glutes well, we can run faster, push off the ground faster going forwards and more powerfully, but also reduce the stress on our joints in this direction here, okay? So now, what in the world? How do we strengthen our glutes? I'm kind of nervous about strengthening my glutes as a runner because I don't want to get all big and heavy and all this kind of stuff. Well, guys, let me tell you from personal experience. I used to have zero, slim to none booty activation while running. Didn't have it. And I found myself injured at the end of my college career. I did. My last year, I raced one time. It was not good. I was using my calves all the time. My Achilles was just destroying me. I couldn't get over it. And took some time off, and it felt better. And then because I didn't change how I ran, I got right back into running the same old way with my calves, and boom, there's that Achilles within a couple weeks. But I learned how to use my glutes, and I can run. I'm good to go now. I can run 4 or 5 days a week. Mileage is coming up, speed's coming up, and yeah, I'm sore, but man, it's awesome. So what kind of workouts, what kind of things can you do today to start working on your hashtag runner booty. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. First thing we're going to talk about is hills. I love hills. You guys will know this about me. We got a hill workout coming out tomorrow for you guys to try out. So hills are great because basically they put your body in a position to where the glutes want to fire. So if you're having trouble recruiting those glutes while you're running, getting in some hills and really kind of trying to think about squeezing your butt as you're driving that leg up the hill. Being on that incline basically puts the hips in a position where the glutes want to fire. So hills are a really good way to work on strengthening your glutes, and it's also resistance training as well for runners. So that incline adds some resistance, and it works on strengthening those glutes in the position that you're trying to use them for, which is running, which is great. The next thing we can do as runners and triathletes is we can do a dynamic warm-up before we start a run. Guys, I didn't used to do this at all, and now I never go without it. The dynamic warm-up is basically, because there's a lot of things that people call dynamic warm-up, and for me, what I mean when I say that is for a dynamic warm-up, you're basically trying to turn on the muscles that you want to use for that exercise. So for running, if we're trying to get to our glutes, I'm doing some exercises that are going to target those glutes. So some body weight squats, some lunges, maybe even some glute bridges laying on our back, okay? Those kind of things, they're not meant to wear you out, but they are meant to get those muscles working and firing in a way that when you start to run, those are the muscles that your body's going to go to help propel you forward, okay? Keep your eyes peeled for next week. I've got my 5 dynamic warm-up exercises to prevent injury in runners. It's coming out. I'm working on it right now, and it'll be ready for next week. So keep your eyes peeled for that, and I'll send it to you. And then the last one, and I know a lot of us probably won't want to hear this, but it's also been something that I've experienced personally, has been super helpful, weightlifting. Yeah, I know I said it, and all my runners just turned off the video. Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Guys, I know it's crazy. Well, you think it's crazy. It's not. Weightlifting is super helpful. Guys, it's not going to make you big because you're running too much for it to just put on mass and mass and massive muscle. It might make you a little sore at first because it's new, just like when you started running or biking or whatever. The first couple times you did it, you were sore. But with all the aerobic activity that most of us are doing, strength training is just a way to supplement that and teach our body to use muscles well and improve just the overall just baseline strength of our big multi-joint like muscles. So we have a lot of muscles in our legs that cross over a couple of different joints, and those are the ones that we use a lot while we're running because running involves multiple joints. So by weightlifting and by doing big functional exercises like deadlifts and squats and lunges and these kind of exercises, we're building that functional, good strength across different muscles and different joints so that while we're running, we can actually have that strength that we need and we can keep our body in the right position for us to be successful. So, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video about the glutes today. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Stay posted tomorrow coming down the pipeline. We've got the hill workout coming out. It's going to be a good one. A great workout to help you start to use those glutes, and also it's going to be like a hill circuit workout. So it'll be a really good one. Keep posted for that. Let me know how it goes. I mean, I love to hear feedback from you guys on how workouts and these things are going. And then lastly, on Thursday, we've got the blog that comes out. We're going to talk a little more in depth on how to use your glutes. And then Friday, just stay tuned on Friday. There's some fun stuff coming out Friday. Looking forward to that. So, guys, like us on Facebook, follow on Instagram, subscribe to the YouTube page, and use your glutes, guys. Have a great Tuesday.